Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here for our opening ceremony. This is the fourth issue of Sofia International Law United Nations. My name is Boris Tasov, I'm the conference manager. I want to welcome you again, and I want to welcome Mr. Dimitar Mandzadiev, who is the executive director of Sofimun Foundation.
Good day, honorable participants at Sofimun 2011, the so-called fourth edition of Sofia International Model United Nations. It is a great pleasure to meet you again. Some of you haven't been in Sofia, others come for the second, third or fourth time in a row. I'm extremely delighted to be able once again to welcome you in this wonderful city, in this ancient city, in this very unique city. After the European Union anthem, we just had a little talk with Paula, the president of the Sofimun Foundation, that we are not used to see crowds that do not clap after an anthem. However, this is very nice. This means that you are intelligent, and we're happy that you have chosen Sofimun. We're happy that we are once again getting intelligent people in Sofia for this conference. I will not go into personal details what will be happening. I'll move directly to our special guests that are here among us today, because some of them have to run at 7 p.m. And because our first guest who has to run is from Germany, you do understand that preciseness is obligatory. So I would like to give the floor to the Director General for the Bulgarian branch of Friedrich Ebert Foundation, Friedrich Ebert Stiftung, who happens to be our most biggest exclusive sponsor again for the third year in a row. With Dr. Mark Menados, you have the floor.
Thank you. I'm not Director General. No military names, no director. No general. Welcome all of you to the fourth Sofimun. For me, it's the third time that I can welcome such a nice crowd of young future leaders of the world. And I must say, by now I can recognize some of the faces from the last years. And I guess I'm starting to be as much an addict of the moony world than many of you are. Somebody told me that, I don't know, when you're running out of crossing the age limit where you are allowed to become or to be an addict to the United Nations modeling exercise in the world, so I guess way beyond that. But it doesn't matter, I think. Of course, the United Nations model conferences are or have been invented many, many, many years ago to bring young people closer to the ideas of the United Nations and the working and so forth. An activity which is 100% in line with what we as Friedrich Ebert Foundation do worldwide, which is political education, trying to make a better world. I quoted this one from Michael Jackson last year, but Michael Jackson is already too dead to be quoted. But we're still trying to make it a better world. And I think these kind of events that brings young people together is just perfect purpose. And if I see the program right, you have a lot of works, sessions, plenary sessions. Looking at Mitko, I know that I'm sure that he has already some little evil surprise for you that he had last year. We're looking forward to that. That he will be built into the program. And of course there is this evening, very serious evening sessions which are called clubbing, which I hope you will enjoy as well. And again, like last year said, I must admit I'm sorry that I'm not 25 anymore and be with you. I have to be with my family, which is my duty, and it's not because of the German preciseness. punctuality, it's because my wife is Bulgarian and she's very clear in what she wants me to do. So, have fun, folks, please, and yeah, enjoy. Thank you.
From the name of the Sofimun Foundation, we would like to once again express our gratitude for the fact that once again this was a good choice to sponsor Sofimun, to support Sofimun, to be a friend of Sofimun when Sofimun needed a good partner. I'll move on by stating some of the sponsors, and here goes. Exclusive sponsor number one, as you already know, is Vedikada Stiftung Bulgaria. Exclusive sponsor number two is Hotel Hemos. The foreign participants are accommodated already in that hotel, so we are very thankful to the hotel for the big support it's giving us for the second year in a row. Exclusive sponsor number two, National Palace of Culture. This magnificent venue, which you are now sitting in, you'll be able to roam around it for the next 5-6 days. It's also one of the biggest sponsors of Sofimun 2011. Embassy of the United States of America. For a second year in a row, the Embassy of the United States of America is sponsoring Sofimun, and we will be having also His Excellency the Ambassador, Mr. James Warwick, as a special guest speaker on Tuesday in front of all of you. Also, we have the support of the Embassy of Hungary, the Embassy of Germany, and the Embassy of the United Kingdom, Great Britain, Northern Ireland. Apart from these sponsors, we would like to also thank and express our gratitude to Rotary Club, or the so-called District 2482. And since this initiative is organized mainly by the two organizations, Sofimun Foundation and the Rotary Club of International, so-called youth part of Rotary Club of International, among us here today is the President of Rotary Club of International, Mr. Dragan Lazarov. So you have the floor, sir.
And from the members of the Rotary Group Sofi International, which is a sponsoring group, Rotary Sofi International, to Sofimun and to all participants of this conference, to wish good work, to wish success, and we are hoping in the end of the conference to get here many new friendship. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for Rotary Club of International. It gives me great pleasure also to announce that we have a special guest among us, and that is the Executive Director of the newly founded Bulgarian Organization for the United Nations Global Compact. That's the Executive Director, Ms. Marina Stefanova. I would like to greet her. She's a special guest not only because she is holding that position of Executive Director of that organization. As you know, this organization has been founded together by 22 Bulgarian non-government organizations, 20 companies and 2 NGOs, non-profit organizations to be precise. One of those 2 NPOs is the Sofimun Foundation, and also the Sofimun Foundation is a legitimate member of the United Nations Global Compact worldwide. So, I would like to proceed by mentioning all the ministries, institutions that also are supporting this year's Sofimun. It is a great achievement for our state, in our state, to have a young youth initiative, to be precise, youth initiative which is sponsored and supported by most of the ministries. Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Environment and Water, Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Regional Development and Public Works, Ministry of Education, Science and Youth, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Labour and Social Policy, the Ministry of Economy, Energy and Tourism, Ministry of Defence, and last but not least, Ministry of Agriculture and Tourism. Every year, one of these ministries, or more of them, support Sofimun by one or another way. This year, for example, as for the last 3 years, the Ministry of Interior provides the security of this initiative. And for example, also we have the Ministry of Finance who also helps in this initiative. Also, we have the Bulgarian National Bank supporting against Sofimun for funeral. We have the Sofia municipality. Tomorrow, the participants will be able to see Sofia, ancient Sofia, modern Sofia through a tourist sightseeing tour. It will start at 10:30, so you'll be able to see Sofia as you never have seen it before. Basically, we changed our concept this year. We do not take it to the National Museum of History because for some of you that would be tour number 4. And since we pay for that tour and you don't go in, we think we're paying for nothing. But anyways, this year Sofia Municipality pays also for this tour, which is the Sofia Sightseeing Tour. You get also welcome packages from Sofia Municipality, tourism welcome packages, and you have a great time tomorrow morning. I proceed with United Nations System in Bulgaria, also supporting Sofimun. United Nations Information Service Office in Vienna, also supporting Sofimun, mostly in the panel of the Sofimun News Network, the journalism body of Sofimun conference. Well, okay, until now only national and United Nations institutions. Now comes the European Union. They're not too much, but they are big sponsors also of Sofimun. The representation of the European Commission is one of the material sponsors this year of Sofimun. Also, this material sponsorship comes from the Information Bureau of the European Parliament. We have got a couple of congratulatory and greeting letters. They'll be posted on our website soon and you'll be able to see them. That's why we haven't brought them here today in front of you in order to not waste this time which we're granted with. Also, you'll be drinking mineral water, one of the best mineral waters in Bulgaria, Terin, for full funeral. And if you're tired of drinking water, you'll be drinking Red Bull. Of course, you'll be tired of it, of course. It's Sofimun. Coffee, you'll be drinking coffee from Winslow Ltd, the representative of Spetena Care Coffee beverage in Bulgaria. Also, if for some reason we do need some medical assistance, again for second year in a row, don't hesitate to contact me, Mr. Tasset, also, or Paolo, or anybody from the team. The team will be presented shortly. If you need medical assistance, we have a sponsoring medical center Water. It's also, apart from sponsoring us with medical services, also it sponsors us with material support. I continue with the media sponsors. Once again, we're proud that we have the Bulgarian Telegraph Agency, the so-called National News Agency. We have also the Bulgarian National TV and the Bulgarian National Radio. These are the state-funded medias. On the private medias, we have the Based Information Agency. This is Agency Focus. After this ceremony, you have the so-called traditional gala dinner. We'll be moving to a traditional restaurant, and that restaurant is called Priyafata, or if we should translate it, Ata Yafa. It's a traditional Bulgarian restaurant. You have great time in there. We have live music, orchestra, dancing. You like it. During the plenary sessions for the 5 days in a row, starting on Monday, finishing on Friday, you'll be having lunch. This year, a very good lunch, and that is going to be special meals prepared at another Bulgarian restaurant. The restaurant is called Chevermeto. You'll be guided on Monday where to go. The last restaurant which supports Sofimun this year is located in the outskirts of Sofia. It's a 7-star restaurant. 7-star restaurant. And it's called Levet, or in English Swan. And this restaurant is mainly for diplomats and mainly for high-class guests. So we have managed this year to provide you also with this exclusive partnership. To conclude the social sponsorships and supports, I would like to thank also Clubs Cabaret, where is going to be our opening party, welcome party, Club Hedron, Club El Corazon, Club Jim Beam Sofia Center, and Club Insight. You'll be guided to these clubs when the time comes. The last portion of sponsors will be having exclusive photo shoots, not only by the photographer who is biased in the Sofimun News Network, but also from Photographic Ltd, also called the legal name Synergies Ltd, with main chief in charge Mr. Boris Tasek. We'll be having also sponsorship from ABCD Consult, another company of one of our team members. Also my company, Switter Design. We have also got sponsorship from JAR Computers, Archive Stationery Shop, and TechTate Audio Shop. So, thank you. May now give a big hand for the sponsors. I would now like to give the word to the legally called chairman of the board of trustees, of the board of founders of the Sofimun Foundation, not legally called, officially called the president of the Sofimun Foundation, Ms. Paula Ivanova.
Ladies and gentlemen, special guests, welcome to the fourth opening ceremony of Sofia International Mobile United Nations Conference. I'm really, really happy to see some of you once again and some of you for the first time. I'm not going to take much of your time. First of all, excuse my voice, but that's normal. Yours will turn close to mine soon enough during the week. I'm really happy as a person to see you all here. Although I am having the very special title of President of Sofimun and whatever, I'm actually just like you, so, and I'm as excited as you are, no matter chairs, delegates, or organizers, to actually start Sofimun 2011. And it is once again my greatest honor to present the team that organized everything so far and worked so hard for the last almost a year to prepare another successful Sofimun edition. I will start with the of course, you already saw the executive director, Dimitar Mandrajiv, and the conference manager, Boris Tasek. They also have, of course, positions in the foundation, but during the week there will be, Boris is our conference manager. The team that actually organized the whole event is sitting over there, and it's going to be running around you the whole week. I will start actually from here. For a person that belongs to both Secretariat and organizers. This is Ms. Evelina Sandalova, who is the financial manager of Sofimun. She's responsible for the money, very, very important. The person that was responding all your inquiries about traveling, trip, picking up from airport or whatever, is the conference secretary, Ms. Martina Bojklieva. The person that will lead our very great and prepared logistics team is the logistics manager of Sofimun, Mr. Lumir Zelekanov. Dimitar in his speech mentioned a few clubs that will be holding our very notable parties during the week. For them, responsible will be the club's and events manager, Mr. Ildan Dukov. Part of the logistics team will also be Mr. Ivan Kutsevov. Ms. Janet Georgieva, Ms. Vesela Mincheva, and a couple of people that, due to logistical reasons, are not here because they're working. You will meet them during the week. You will know them quite well. There are other people that hold different positions in our team of organizers and are not here for a couple of reasons. Most of the reasons are actually professional obligations, but I will surely mention them. The two persons that actually worked to recruit you and make sure you fit the best position possible are Mr. Andrej Stočić and Mr. Karl Göktlom, both of them not here, but I will surely give them a round of applause for their work. Two other people that prepared in the pre part of the conference that worked for us, and actually one of them advertised heavily so that you can be here today knowing about Sofimun. I will mention them. One of them is our international PR, Ms. Kristina Kovačeva. She worked as our international PR, and the person that actually arranged the free arrangements with the clubs and restaurants and everything is Mr. Paskov Karastian. They both work hard, so as the whole team to actually make it happen for all of us. And I really hope that they will deserve the round of applause you gave them today. As a final thing of my speech today, I would like to do something, to deliver something personal, which is why I brought it here written, because I can't remember it by heart, because it's too long. This is something that is related with chivalry, the code of chivalry, and I wanted to read it to you, because you will see that most of the things that are mentioned here will apply for you as delegates and participants at NUNs. And you will find out this during the week. Those of you who are already experienced in NUNs will see that actually this really is like written from Munis. Let this serve as a kind of blessing on my side to you, and wishing for a successful week. It goes like this. Let's raise a glass for the almost forgotten fine art of chivalry. Here's to doing things the right way, to give a damn about others. Here's to giving your word and keeping it. Here's to honor, and its simple extension, the handshake. Here's to style, exuberance, and charisma. Here's to black tie instead of no tie. To the man rich in experience, to chasing wealth in all its forms. And here's to sharing it. Here's to straight talking, or as used to be known, honesty. Here's to having some front and watching someone's back. Here's to knowing that life's real luxuries are time and friendship. Here's to optimism and leaps of faith. And while we are at it, here's to freedom and having the audacity to go out and get it. Here's to knowing that you're not alone, that together we are better, stronger, smarter. Here's to the brave and to the enlightened, to a shared way of behaving that sets certain men apart from all others. Here's to those who live with chivalry. Here's to us. Thank you.
Since she showed you what type of thing she likes and what not exactly, Chivas Legal, this is a good idea for next year to have Chivas Legal, though we have a principle in our foundation not to pay for alcohol, drugs, whatever else. Anyways. Now, before we proceed with the Secretariat, and by giving the word to the President of the European Union position held at this conference by Dino Simonowski-Bukowski, and later to the Secretary General, Ms. Maria Hafakon, one personal note for me. It is, again, a pleasure to see you all here. I see that what we have worked for is, for now, fulfilling our dreams. We have managed once again to get you here. You have made the right step by coming to Sofimun. No, you have made the right step at all by starting some kind of MUN career. MUNs are not only academic simulations, MUNs are not only a way to enlarge your network. MUNs, when you get like 10, 15, 20, 30 MUNs, you get to know that MUNs are like life. It's not a moon virus, as we call it, no. It only shows how life can be and how it should be done. It shows that sometimes the United Nations can work as people can work. It shows that sometimes United Nations don't work because people cannot work also. It shows that sometimes we have to close our mouths, close our eyes, close our ears, don't listen, don't talk, do our job. So, thank you for being here. I'll conclude my speech, which I just started at the end of Sofimun, at the closing ceremony. So, now we can move on to the President of the European Union, Mr. Dinos Bukowski.
Dear hosts, the warmest secretariat I have ever seen, distinguished special guests, dear delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I will have to start with a little bit darker tone than it was up until now. Following the events in Oslo, I believe I can say on behalf of all of us that we're shocked and deeply disturbed. At this point, we must analyze the reasons that led to such an event. From what we can hear in the media, such an event is derived partly from lack of intercultural understanding and irrational hate, which is the lowest emotion that can be felt by one. On the brighter side, there are worthy efforts to nobly spite such events, such emotions, and such depressing ideas. I'm talking about MUNs, Model United Nations. It is a concept that goes back to the 20s of the 20th century. It has influenced a large number of young people over the years and has developed quite a lot. Today, around the world, over 13,000 people participate annually at MUNs. MUNs are a concept that brings people with various cultural backgrounds together. It makes us all take up a position of a country different than ours, and basically it pushes us to step into someone else's shoes. In that way, MUNs improve and boost the understanding between people. Young people from different states that maybe have no good relations become friends. It contributes to peace and understanding altogether. Actually, MUNs do what the international community aims at. Searches for future solutions in peace and intercultural understanding. MUNs are truly united in diversity and open-minded. Another important element of MUNs is making friends. Apart from the hard work we shall conduct through diplomacy during sessions, I also urge you all to apply alternative diplomacy at social events and meet new friends. I'm very thankful for the existence of the concept of MUNs because they gave me a chance to work again with my esteemed colleague, the Secretary General, Ms. Maria Haferkorn, who is also one of my closest friends. At this point, while we're talking about making friends, take a look at the person on your left. Thank you. Take a look at the person on your right. If they're not already, they shall be your friends by the end of the conference. Thank you. Now to continue to the academic part of the EU, I'm going to briefly present the organs and our esteemed chairs. Starting with the Council of the European Union, which is going to be set in the economic and financial configuration. We, the young people of the world, shall be discussing the fiscal union, something that could possibly be a solution to the current problem at the monetary union if there is enough political will to go in that direction. It is going to be interesting to see how the European youth and the world youth thinks of it. Now to the chairs. I present you the chair of the Council of the European Union, Ms. Val Mileno. The other co-chair of the Council of the European Union, Mr. Ivan Kushin. Moving on to the European Parliament, which is going to be set in the Foreign Affairs configuration. Actually, we're going to simulate the Parliamentary Committee of the European Parliament. We're going to be talking about the events that have happened in North Africa, sometimes referred to as the Arab Spring. The people chairing it will be Ms. Evelina Sandalova, and Mr. Johannes Osterkamp. Finally, we have a new organ which is not strictly, should not strictly be in my competence, but it is. It is not an EU organ. We decided to do something new this year, and we decided to simulate the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. This organ shall be mainly and most interestingly dealing with the resource management in Europe. The Council shall be presided over by Ms. Marta Martino, and Ms. Cristiana Kalchova. Thank you all for your time. I hope I haven't taken too much of it. I wish you all a great time tonight at the Gala Party. Thank you.
It once again gives me great pleasure to stand in front of you and hearing the advice of the President of the European Union, simulation at Sofimun, to look on the left or on the right. I will just add a bit, I will look in front and hope that these people will become friends also of Sofimun and personal friends of all of us. Now, the first person that 4 years ago, I was the one checking the applications at that time together with Paula. Well, basically we were doing almost everything 4 years ago. Now we have people that also believe in the dream that we believed back then and we still believe in to do this job. And the first person who submitted an application 5 minutes after we opened the application procedure back in 2008, I think it was March the 1st. Basically we opened at February 28th at 2300 hours 59 minutes, and at 00.04 we had an application already, which was a great start, by the way, for Sofimun 2008. For Sofimun at all, as Paula says. That's one person who started from delegate, moved to chairperson, and now, up the ladder, is now Secretary General. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Secretary General Sofimun 2011, Ms. Maria Haferkamp from Germany.
Yeah, indeed. It was late that night, but I sent the application right away. Distinguished members of the ExCom, honorable participants of Sofimun 2011, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my utmost pleasure to welcome you to the 4th edition of Sofia International Model United Nations. It is also a great personal honor for me to be standing here before you today. I would like to illustrate that with a brief story. Once upon a time, actually 12 years ago, there was a little German girl who attended the so-called Erich Kästner School here in Sofia, a school for Bulgarians whose first foreign language is German. There was, back in 1999, a celebration
here at NDK. And for that celebration, there were 3 flags that had to be carried in. It was the Bulgarian, the German, and the European flag. Being the only German in the school back then, the little German girl had to carry the German flag. She was kind of furious about that. She was really wishing to carry the European flag, and thus had to fight for a lack of patriotism, and proudly carried the German flag into the hall. As some of you may guess, that person was me. 12 years have gone by, Sofia has changed, I have changed. But the dream was still there. And today, this dream is being fulfilled in this very same building. For the next 7 days, I will not be representing Germany, but I will be proudly representing the United Nations Secretariat. This I owe to Sofimun, the MUN where I got addicted to Model United Nations 3 years ago. And yes, Mr. Manadas, you are never too old to become addicted to Model United Nations. My esteemed colleague, Dino Simonovski-Bukowski, talked about the social value of Model United Nations. However, there is another value to it that I would like to emphasize today, and that is the professional value. You will be talking for the next week about international politics. I know not all of you might be interested in it. Trust me, I wasn't. 4 years ago, I did not know the P5 members of the Security Council. Now you can wake me up at 3 a.m. and I'll be able to tell you. You have learned already what it is like to research a topic and to go into depth very profoundly when researching it. You will learn public speaking skills over the next week and hopefully continuing the next years in Model. And most importantly, open-mindedness is what Model United Nations teach you. To find compromise under time pressure with people you barely know and whose positions might strongly oppose yours. These are skills that you will need for your whole life, no matter in which professional direction you go. So I urge you from my side, especially the first-timers, don't be afraid to be nervous or to make mistakes. We did that. I'm still nervous. It's perfectly normal. You'll get into it. And please look for the maneuvering space in your position. Let's try to make it better than the real politicians out there and find compromises, even though it might be hard. We both ask you to look at the other side of the coin and to use the opportunity here to broaden your horizon, to mingle with young people from all over the world. And trust me, as Dino said it, you might find friends for a lifetime. And maybe you will also find that MUNs can fulfill a dream or two for you. There are people in this room, the other half of the Secretariat, who are also aiming at helping you to fulfill that dream. And I would like to introduce the chairs of the United Nations bodies. Starting with the Security Council, I'd like to introduce you to the chair, Mr. Philip Jaffran. He will be joined by Mr. Jose Antonio Villena Sierra, also known as Pepe, who will be joining during the next, tomorrow. He's not here currently. The United Nations Human Rights Council will be chaired by 2 lovely people who get along very well, as we found out the past couple of days. They've been having a couple of very nice jokes together. I'd like to present to you Madam Chairperson of the Human Rights Council, Ms. Gergana Dimitrova. And I think you call it Mr. Chair, we were never quite clear on that. Mr. Andres Isurieta. We're also simulating this year a committee that is not often simulated at Model UNs, but Sofimun is prepared to take the challenge. And we have 2 people who have looked into this council very much in depth and prepared very much for it in order to make it as interesting as possible. I present to you Madam Chairperson of the UNESCO, Ms. Koshi Spitz. joined by Mr. Giampiero Alfiero. There's another thing in the European and UN world that I personally believe that Sofimun is famous for, and that is its online news network. And there are 2 people in this room who are responsible for it, who have been preparing it for more than half a year. And I would like to introduce them to you. The Vice Editor-in-Chief, Ms. Neda Elava. And this year's Editor-in-Chief of Sofimun News Network, also known as SNN, Mr. Florian Wittich. And now it is my utmost pleasure and honor to officially declare the 4th edition of Sofia International Model United Nations open. Thank you.
I see a couple of hairs raising up. I'm not going to speak for more than 2 minutes. As officially declared, the Sofimun Conference 2011 is open, and I want to ask all of you to join us for a gala dinner at the Yahoo restaurant, where you'll be guided by our team. Thank you very much and enjoy.